Young, go ahead. Young, go ahead. Young, go ahead. 1, 2, 3. As I was saying, that is a real Wiggle song.
Yeah. Before we get the intro going, how about a 10-second pose for the screen cap?
Okay. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
Stupid!
All right, perfect. We got it. All right.
Peace and blessings, kings and queens. My name is Jaquan Davis.
And I am Nicholas Fletcher.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Eludium Q36 Explosive Space Modulator.
It's our scientific episode.
That's Looney Tunes, man. Marvin the Martian. You are now tuned into another episode Dirty 30.
Oh, this is the Dirty 30
of the Young Old Heads podcast, the hip hop is podcast. We talk about a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing. So today we are going to do some more shout outs and got some subject matter we're going to get into and all that. But before we get to that, how was your week, sir?
Really good week. So, for my business that I run, I purchased a property to turn into a kind of a rental unit for some of my clients that I work with. That's
really dope, by the way. We ain't just going to speed past that, bro. So, that is phenomenal that you did that.
I appreciate that, man. So, it was a fixer-upper, so I spent the entire week with my contractor, Adam. Shout out, Adam. This dude is phenomenal. Adam and I spent the entire week renovating this thing, bro. Like Monday through Friday, all day there. Completely gutted the bathroom, brand new bathroom, brand new doors to save on the heating bill, making it just a comfortable living setting, safe, everything up to standard. So that's what I did all week. And on Friday when we finished, just a moment of relief, you know.
Man. I can only imagine.
So that was my week. That was my whole week, bro. Aside from that, I got a new tattoo. It's why I'm wearing this. I'm wearing the Sanoderm, that fake skin over it.
Sanoderm.
And right now, the tattoo looks atrocious because it's like got plasma and blood and ink built up behind it. So I'm wearing my little scarf here. Good week. How was your week, sir?
My week was I feel like every week I'm saying rough stuff happened. Yeah. But I will say this: it was a decent week. I feel like I'm always complaining, but going through some things. So things at work are getting a little skeptical. Or I should say I'm getting skeptical because things at work are slowing down and it's not looking good. But beyond that, my son, JJ in the building. What's up, JJ?
JJ in the house! Say something,
Say
JJ.
something, yeah.
The shadow realm.
Yeah, say that, or I don't know.
Words.
Join me in the darkness.
There we go. There we go.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so things are getting skeptical at work, but JJ's, he had another football game this past week. He did really well. Got him a touchdown.
Another touchdown.
Yeah,
man.
he's doing really good.
Their
in football.
team is slaughtering right now.
Yeah, so they're 4-1. So I'm very proud of that. And then also yesterday I took the initiative to get vaccinated.
Yes.
The first part of the vaccine, and my arm hurts. Like it hurts, but We'll talk more about the vaccination thing a little later in the episode.
Yeah. And just one small interjection there. I am a little disappointed because Jay and I previously spoke about going and getting it together, and turns out he just went on his own volition and did it without me. And, so I guess I'm going to have to solo that mission. But thanks, Jay.
I regret nothing. Okay.
No, shout out for you doing what feels right.
It feels right to me. I think... after me having some COVID scares and then, just knowing people who've passed from COVID, and then just seeing so many people, and then also seeing that multiple people I work with and know have gotten the vaccine and they seem to be okay. So
that will be covered in a later segment.
Okay, so why don't we get into some shout-outs for some of our poll participants?
Let me start it this week.
Okay.
Okay, so one specific shout-out. I just mentioned that I got a new tattoo. Technically not new. I got a reworked tattoo from my homegirl Autumn Page. She is the owner of Artificial Creations.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, so shout out to Artificial. That is my primary place. I'm extremely happy with every piece of work that Autumn does. And I have one day I'll talk about it on the cast, but a really colorful story about my neck tattoo.
Yeah, colorful story.
Yeah, literally a colorful story. And Autumn came in and she just, I'm excited to show it off because once I get it all cleaned up and all the Saniderm off, it's beautiful. So shout out to Autumn.
The funny thing is when you told me you were doing that, the way you phrased it was, I'm going to get my throat touched up.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, Jay.
Throat touched up
Jay
sounds wild as hell.
Yeah, we can just say that Jay's perverted personality.
I'm part gentleman, part perv. It's fine.
And the other one I want to do a personal shout out to is to have people interact on the cast, fantastic. You jump in the polls, fantastic. You comment on videos, even better. Things are beautiful. But when I get a personal phone call, that's dope.
Yes.
I woke up the other morning to my homeboy Eric Webb.
Shout out to Eric Webb.
Eric is my dude. Very good friends with he and his brother Aaron. Aaron and I rap together.
Yeah, A-Webb. Shout out
to A-Webb as well. Eric hit me up, and when I saw he called me on Messenger, and I saw him calling me, and just genuinely was like, I'm kind of confused. I'm not sure what he's hitting me up for. And he literally called me just to tell me that he discovered the podcast and he was feeling it. Was like, bro, like so y'all killing it. Yeah. So shout out to Eric, man.
Shout out to you, bro. He's actually he's in the comments on. I think he must have watched a few of our videos because he was in the comment section on a few of them. We appreciate it, man. Yeah. He said he likes the show. I appreciate that. Also, I've known Eric for a long time, man, and he's an inspiration. Shout out to you, man.
That's a good dude, man.
Good guy. Remember, he was wild back in the day. I ain't gonna put the business out there.
Yeah, he and his brother, man.
They were wild dudes, but they both matured and became great dudes, man. And
very
respectable
men.
Man. So shout out to you, bro. I appreciate your support, man. Yeah. Okay, so now do I want to go on the list? Well, one of the first people we're gonna shout out on the list, other than those few you threw out. Yeah. This person, we might not even have a podcast or nothing if this person didn't exist. Your mother, Joni.
My mama.
Shout out to lovely Joni, the sweetest person on this earth.
Beautiful woman.
Miss Jessica Lang. Shout out to you, Jessica. Jessica's dope, but she's a little weird because she's the one who said that she didn't like pizza. Yeah, and she voted on the polls, and I was like, we had a little argument about the cheeseburger versus pizza thing, but pizza's delicious.
It is. I mean,
shout out to you though. I appreciate your interaction and you watching our episodes. Yeah. My cousin Taisha Ingram, she's always supporting us, always in our likes and stuff. So I appreciate you, cousin. Love you. Oh, you just reach all through the screen.
I'm sorry.
Reach past me. Okay, yeah, like I'm nothing. Josh Adams, who just recently started following us, good dude. I've known him for a long time, and he interacts with our posts a lot too. So I appreciate him voting on the polls. Yeah. You just shouted out Eric Webb.
Yeah, Eric.
Shout out to him. My cousin Nakima Stevens. Shout out to you, cousin. I see you out there doing big things, doing your school stuff, trying to better yourself. Love you. Michelle Jean, actually, if anybody who went to school with us knows me and Michelle have an extensive history. Shout out to you, Michelle. Hope you're doing well. I know you're still looking good.
Bro, in elementary, her and her sister were like that.
Yeah, they were fine as hell. They still look good too.
Very beautiful women.
Gorgeous women. Alex Melendrez. I don't know this gentleman very well, but he does support.
He's been interacting a lot, man. So
he does support. He votes on our polls, and he's always in our likes. So appreciate you, Alex. Felicia Fletcher. Felicia. Shout out to Nick's lovely wife, Felicia.
That's my beautiful wife. She, again, podcast couldn't exist without her.
Yeah, exactly. She's been a huge help, even though she don't watch us no more.
No, so the other day, we actually went to go out to a movie, and when we got in the car, she's like, is it weird if we listen to you on the way to the movie? I was like, no, it's fine. So yeah, we listened to...
Which episode?
So actually, I think it was a deeper cut. Like it was like 12 or 13 or something.
Oh, when we were doing our...
Made me realize we've done so much content that we were talking, and it was like, I was like, I didn't even remember talking about this.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. You forget. You go back and, And
I was laughing at us because we were doing dumb shit. So yeah.
Okay. And Dick Ketcher.
It's the same joke you used
I
last time.
did,
Just
huh?
for real.
Damn.
Gotta come
I'm
up
not very witty. I can't come up with nothing on the spot. You, shout out to you. Not
Shout out
saying,
me.
not,
Woo!
stop. Not saying nothing nice about him. He don't deserve it. Okay, my cousin Ty, shout out to you, cuz. Love you, man. Kayla, how do you say her last name?
V Hill.
V Hill. Shout out to Kayla.
Funny story about that last name. We'll talk about that later.
Why?
So she is also employed by me. She's my manager at my company.
Yes.
I'm talking for like the better part of 6 months. I thought her last name was Virgil.
Oh, God.
Swear to God. And had it in my
Were
phone.
you saying that?
Yes,
That's embarrassing.
Had it in my phone as Virgil. Felicia saw it pop up one day, and she's like, "Who's Kayla Virgil?" I'm like, "Obviously, like, did you have a stroke or something?" And she's like, "Oh, you mean Kayla V Hill?" And I'm like, "No, hold up." So we called Kayla, and Kayla was like, "Nah, my last name's V Hill." And I'm like, "Oh man, for this long?" Yeah. So
You know that stuff is always so awkward, and it's like it goes on for so long. It's weird. to
yeah. At what
correct a
point did they
person.
just correct them? Just like, yeah, I guess.
Like
that's
I
yeah.
remember, so when me and my son's mom were together, her name's Alyssa, and my dad for the longest time called her Melissa
And you
with
just
an M.
just accepted
It's
it.
like who are you talking about, sir? Okay, so shout out to Kayla. Shout out to my cousin Rich Benjamin. He be in our comment section liking our stuff
Yeah,
too. Love you,
shout out,
cousin.
Rich.
Carissa Ray, I already said she was attractive. She got in our
Yeah,
comment
yeah.
section.
She commented. She's like, "Yeah, I didn't expect that."
Didn't
Shout out.
expect that. You should have known because we didn't. Yeah. Anyway, my cousin Shoppa, shout out to him. He is also an inspiration to me. Very intelligent dude, doing big things, living out in Atlanta, doing some. He actually put me on to this thing called I think it's called BIGO. I'll have to tell you more about it, but we might have to get into that just as to kind of extend our portfolio, if you will.
Okay.
Also, Matt Melendrez.
Yep. Same. Yeah. Matt and Alex.
Always, and he posted a really dope quote the other day. I wish I would have saved it so I could say it right now, but that's neither here nor there. Shout out to you, man. We appreciate your support. The number one most shouted out person in this whole podcast, 30 episodes. I feel like he's probably been mentioned in
absolutely.
29. Colin Murley,
Yeah.
shout out to you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, Colin Murley.
You're probably
And-
tired of hearing us say it.
And
now.
again,
Man,
again, shout out Sean too, because every episode when we mention either of them, they call me afterwards. And
Nice.
Stuff, so
No, yeah, shout out to
and those
Murley.
are my dudes. Talk about supportive. Yeah, those,
shout out the Murley boys.
the Marleys, the Mermen,
The Merman?
the Mermen.
Thurman Merman.
Yeah.
Okay, and second, the penultimate person. Penultimate, if you don't know what penultimate means.
Yeah, I know what it means.
You know what it means?
Yeah,
A lot of people don't know what it
absolutely.
means. I was like
Yeah,
throwing
absolutely.
words out there. My
Of course I-
vocabulary's
Of course,
robust.
I know what it means.
No, I don't think you do. Jared James, known Jared for
Yeah,
a long
oh shit.
time.
Yeah,
Solid
again,
dude. One dude I whenever I see him, I like to talk about hip hop with him. He like
Yeah,
likes a lot.
he's got an extensive knowledge.
Yeah,
so,
he's
yeah,
real
so
hip hop
shout
fan.
out,
So shout out to
Jared.
him. And
I've known Jared since I was just like way young buck. So,
so shout out to him. And lastly, Miss Alejandra Adams.
Yes.
She's supporting our stuff in the comment section. Known her for a long time too, since like middle school. So shout out to her. You know, whoa, wait a minute. This is weird. So like all these people we've shouted out, there's 4 of them that are twins.
Yeah, we had that conclusion last time.
No, a lot of these people weren't in here before.
Oh,
though. Before.
Oh, Danielle.
Yeah, Danielle and
shit.
Michelle, Eric and Aaron, Alejandra
hold
and
up.
Yvette, Josh
Yo,
and Jeremy. Isn't
that's
that
crazy.
wild?
Hey, yo,
shout out to y'all
out to
and
twins.
The twins.
Yeah, that's crazy. That actually is a crazy.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Last time, I mean, it was just we talked about Jeremy and Alejandra.
We're gonna
but
find
this-
out that like that's our demographic twins.
Yeah,
Just
the
love
twin-
our fun. One final shout out I do want to give to, and I feel like we've mentioned it in a way deep cut early episode, but Katie Merritt. Katie.
Yeah, shout out to Katie.
Yeah, Katie, my homegirl. She is actually the one who kind of reunited Jay and I.
Yeah, and
so-
also I remember we were at the game night and we were just talking, and she had mentioned that we should do a podcast, and we just kind of ran with it. But the crazy thing was, I had already kind of been thinking, like,
Yeah.
I love watching and listening
just,
to
yeah, just
podcasts,
all the pieces connected.
and I was thinking I wanted to do one. I had another gentleman I worked with in mind, but she said
you
that,
mention
and
that
it's
every
like,
time, so
yeah, I have
thanks.
to. You were my second choice.
Yeah, thanks.
She mentioned that, And then I just got, I don't know, it just stuck with me. And I don't know if you remember, I texted you one day and was like, bro, let's do this podcast.
You
like,
said, hey, second choice. I think it'd be great.
No, but shout out to Katie for that.
So, shout out to Katie. So, all right, let's get into the topics for the day.
Okay, so before it's your week to do a random
is it random fact first?
Yes, let's do the random fact first.
So, I thought I was going to be spaced a little differently. But, so this is a video game fact. I don't know how many of you were gamers, if you're interested in it, but this week has been pretty heavy centric in my thoughts about Resident Evil, because there's a new movie coming out, some screens came out for it, and there's a lot of like the most toxic fan base ever, bro. Disgusting. Yeah. I've been a part of that toxic fan base, although. I'm
sure you have. You're very toxic.
So the crazy thing, it's kind of one of those things how something else exists and then a byproduct of it happens.
Yeah.
So, have you ever heard of the video game Devil May Cry?
Yeah.
Devil May Cry was originally Resident Evil 4.
Really?
Yeah. So what had happened was in development, as games started to evolve and like the capabilities of controls and just evolution of gaming, the directors were like, yeah, we want to like take Resident Evil to the next step and make it more action-based. So Leon Kennedy, if anybody knows who that is from the games, he was originally in Resident Evil 4, way more action-based. What Devil May Cry is, like walking around with, like just mowing down monsters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it got really far in development, and the producers came in and saw, or like the executives came in and saw, and were like, oh no, like what are you doing? Like this is not even close to the same game. Like you completely, like genre swapped. So they cut it. They're like, nope, we're done here. But the developers of that game thought they had something, so they reworked it into Devil May Cry, the original Devil May Cry, which is literally expanded into another hugely successful
I was gonna say,
franchise.
Isn't that a pretty big franchise?
Huge,
I don't know much. I've never played them, but I definitely do recognize.
So
name.
Every time I hear stuff like that, I find it really unique that it was like literally an accident. Like it exists by accident. They're like, oh shit! Like we made something, and like they were like, nah, this ain't gonna work, and they reworked it. So
you mean it was an accidental invention, kind of like the microwave?
Yeah. So like, okay, if you guys don't know what happened with the microwave. Yeah, basically.
No, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, but yeah, so I thought that was a really cool little factoid about like gaming and how that like things.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Just the byproduct. Yeah, so that's my random fact. Super simple. Nice
super simple random fact for the nerds today. All right, so let's move on to the next segment. So let's talk about people who go too far on either side.
Yes, man.
Of anything, any polarizing topic. Yeah. People who go too far on it. Yeah. One of them you can talk about is like with the whole political landscape. Mm-hmm. Like people are really say, oh, y'all on the left need to die and this, that, and the third, or vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, so people need to die because they have a different opinion than you, bro?
Yeah.
Like, take it easy, man. Like, and it's so weird how the last few years, we've spoken about this before, but the last few years, people are so much more invested in politics, it seems like you get, it's like my news feed is covered in it.
That's all it is. I remember, and I'm legitimately growing up, being younger, I didn't even think about politics. Politicians, congressmen, presidents, nothing.
All I knew was the president, and that was it.
And I didn't even know what he was doing half the time, which might be a little naive, considering. But we were kids. Yeah, but I remember,
we were kids. The president was out here giving money shots. I'm sorry.
So the first time I sort of started paying attention was when Barack Obama got elected, and I just thought it was. I remember. I've always been, again, my mom raised me with a really good heart. Just so it was cool. I thought it was amazing. After how many decades of old white dudes in the office and Obama winning, and it was just so cool. And so that's when I first started paying attention, but mildly. But then I think Donald Trump stepped in the ring, and everybody started paying attention. Yeah. Bro, I have. No joke. I don't have to give the specific scenarios, but I've had children come up to me and be like Joe Biden touches kids and Donald Trump does this, or vice versa thing, and it's like where it's like, yo, y'all are too young to be, and also a lot of it is propaganda.
Yeah, and they're just regurgitating information.
Exactly. Yeah, just parents give them. And that's again, this is both sides. This is not centric to either side.
We don't align with any. Political...
If anything we have in common is we walk a fine line.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Another thing is I just got, like I mentioned earlier, I just got vaccinated. The whole vaccine
Yeah.
thing. Like I'm personally, if you want to get vaccinated, cool, do it. If you don't and you're skeptical like I was, don't. That's fine too. Like it doesn't change my view of you.
Exactly.
The only thing that'll change my view of you is if you go too hard on one side. It's like, okay,
So
chill out.
here's an example.
Your body, your choice.
You bring that up. So this is one thing that actually made me think of this topic. Somebody shared a meme, and it was along the lines of, it said the same people who are getting vaccines are the same people who would jump in a train to go to mandatory vaccine camps. I'm like, bro, like, again, it's where you're too far, where it's like, just because you're willing to get a vaccine doesn't mean somebody's going to show up to your house and be like, hey, get in this bus. I'm going to take you to some concentration camp, and you're going to be like, all right, man, let's go. Like, it's so far. And that's what bothers me is you, like, say you support somebody, whatever you do, like, so say you have somebody who has maybe a little bit of like more, like maybe libertarian views or whatever, and they're like, oh, so you just want all your guns taken away and all your rights removed? And it's like, well, hold up, like where, like,
out, buddy.
Exactly. Like, at what point in my conversation did I say it? But then on the other side too, if it's like, oh, like I'm really super conservative, and be like, oh, you want like the blah blah blah, like you, like, it's just all these different things that people just. You could say the smallest comment and they just go hard left on you.
And they're so hateful too, man. I just feel like hating anything. Hate's a wasteful emotion, bro. Like
especially unjustified hate.
Exactly. Like
unreasonable.
I try. Like I might hate a situation or I might hate a shirt, but I don't hate somebody because they wanted to get the vaccine or chose not.
Exactly.
To.
Vice versa.
It's weird. Like it's
because
so
what it
weird.
Boils down to, man, you just got scared people.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand it. I was very skeptical. But I decided I should after getting sick.
What? How many months in and just got it? You know.
Yeah, and having so many scares with COVID, it's like I did it because I felt like it was necessary for me. Yeah. This is my body, my choice. If you don't want to get it, hey, that's fine. I ain't gonna judge you.
And I feel like the vaccine's a perfect example, just in the context of. Just because you get it doesn't mean you're some sheep that's going to do anything the government tells you. Yeah. And if you don't get it, doesn't mean you're some idiotic like moron who's anti-science. Like there's
now,
literally.
If you one of them people who like, oh, I ain't gonna get the vaccine, I'm gonna use these essential oils. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's a little weird. Or like, admittedly, like, and I'm not trying to like insult anybody here. Or if you say you don't get the vaccine because you're gonna get microchipped or whatever,
the government can absolutely track.
Well, okay. Let's take an example here. I'm just gonna show real quick, guys. When you post about a microchip, you're holding a tracking device. This is fuck your phone. Sorry.
Damn, bro.
But this is literally a tracking device. So like it's just the irony of it. And like I'm sure the government's like, yep, Nick's at Taco Bell again. God damn it, he's back at Taco.
DoorDash again. Jeez,
really, man?
I thought you were supposed to get in the gym. And then one more thing I can think of that's like relevant at this particular juncture of life, masks.
The masks?
The mask and anti-mask. Yeah. It's like, I personally, I don't think any of us like wearing them. Yeah. But I don't understand the people freaking out when they go in somewhere and
they
it's like
see somebody wearing one.
We need you to wear a mask, or you see somebody else wearing a mask. Like, my whole thing is I don't wear them if I don't have to, but if I go in an establishment and
it says you need,
I'm gonna respect your rules because it's like if you don't want to wear the mask, why make a scene? Why not just go to another place?
Yeah. Also, I mean, this is what's nice about this little thing. I bought these because of this, but it's just boom. I have a mask on. No, so
you look like
that's a good example because again, both sides. I've seen people freak out on people for not wearing masks. I've seen people freak out on people for wearing masks. Oh, and again,
take it.
The best way to put it, the going too far on either side, we can just wrap up the conversation with this. Okay. It's as if people act like a middle ground doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yo, I can like be for masks, but not 100%, like not agree with the 100%. Like, the sentiment of everything.
It's always people.
I can like get the vaccine, but still at the same time be skeptical about some things. You know, it doesn't. Yeah,
I have a medical exemption. When I put the mask on, I can't breathe.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so get in the comments section, ladies and gentlemen, and let us know topics.
And let's just talk about how, hey guys, we should all be more reasonable. Yeah. Use a little bit more deductive reasoning and thought with things.
Yes.
Not jump so hard on your side. Just be thoughtful and. Just think about some situations.
Neutral can be a thing, people. All right, so the last subject matter before we get into the goofy stuff. People who make their hobbies their personality.
Yes. Yes. I know.
And what even sparked this up in my mind was it feels like it happens a lot to people with the gym.
Yep.
Like
That was literally where my head went,
That's
bro.
so
Swear to
crazy.
God, yeah.
Like, cause I like the gym. I like to work out sporadically. But
I honestly would have never known.
thank you, appreciate
Yeah, you
that.
work out.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
So but then you see them people who like every day posting something about the gym and I love the way it feels when my muscles are sore, and if you got having a bad day, you got to go harder in the gym.
Yeah.
And this, that, and the third, and actually posting their workouts and stuff. Like I think it's fine to kind of put your progress on display. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like when everything you're posting has to do with the gym and fitness, where like 6 months ago you were fat and smoking cigarettes. Like, I mean, it
can be motivational.
It can be.
Yeah.
It's good to.
Well, I think, like you said, if it absorbs your personality.
Yeah, it's like I don't even think there's anything wrong with like having chronicles of your progress, but it's just like when it's everything you post has something to do with that. It's like, why? Like, is there not other layers to your personality?
Yeah. So I've been a victim of this for years, and I've hugely broken away from it in the past few years. But mine was hip hop. I identified myself as a rapper. Everything I did was hip hop. Sycamore Treasy, this, that. Like everywhere I went, it was. So that became my personality, like being Sycamore Treasy. And in recent years, one big change for me was having children. Obviously, that the dynamic of your life completely shifts. And then number two, becoming a business owner. Like it was one of those things where I was like, like music's cool. It's important. It'll always be a therapy and a hobby of mine. But I got bigger fish to fry, like real talk, I just do.
Absolutely.
So that I would say. So I agree. And again, just to kind of, for people who maybe do post centrically about maybe their fitness or XYZ.
Yeah, I'm not saying
it's
you're
not
wrong.
It's not wrong.
It's just when you have a hobby and you get into something, like you shouldn't let it consume you.
I think
because that's almost as bad as having an addiction to something.
Well, I think it's us telling people like that. Again, me admitting I've been guilty of it. Is that we're acutely aware that there's way more layers to you. You are not just a gym rat. You are not just a musician. You are a complex human being. So do you be that beautiful, unique, complex human being in all facets, unapologetically.
Express all aspects of your personality, except for the nasty stuff. Some of y'all be wilding on social media.
Yes, man. That's a whole other topic someday that people will search.
There's one girl, she's got, I don't know, she be always talking about sexual stuff and got a bunch of kids, and it's like, we know you like sex, man.
You didn't have to tell me. I'm fully aware. Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap things up, let me get into a bunch of
the headlines.
WTF headlines. So. Okay, so we gonna come in hot with the. Don't be looking, man.
Sorry,
I need a natural reaction from you.
All right.
Man chops off penis and throws it out of car during police chase. Yeah, so I don't know.
Again, the thought process behind that.
Like, what could you possibly be going through? He had to be.
Oh yeah,
something.
When you hear stories like that, for certain there's a psychosis taking place, like a drug-induced psychosis.
Absolutely, there's just something mentally disconnected. California is pushing to pay addicts to overcome drug addiction and remain sober.
That's actually pretty cool.
It's shocking.
Hit it with me again.
California is pushing to pay drug addicts to overcome drug addiction and remain sober.
All right. I kind of misinterpreted it first. So if they're just paying them, that's a little bit. I feel like that's a system you could easily take advantage of. I was kind of in the impression like it was almost like a rehab setting. Like it's like, like you come here and we're going to help you. Because there's actually places in other countries that have that. They'll take addicts and stuff.
Like they take them in and then they give them like some money to get them.
Yeah, and also, or they have like apartment complexes that are made to house them temporarily while they help them get jobs and establish, and then boom. Yeah, so that makes more sense. If you're just giving drug addicts money to be like, please stop. stop.
$500.
Cut it and then they go buy some crack. Of course I'll stop, man.
Okay, and the last one, this is, buckle up, man, because I've got a few, like this is like a chronicle of this story, so. Okay, so the first part. A bodybuilder officially married a life-size doll after dating her for 8 months. And quote, the man said, couples need to talk less and connect more. Okay. What does that even mean? Like, isn't talking part of connecting?
Connecting, yeah, I mean.
Okay. And so this is a few months later.
Enough said, yeah. Well, this is the same story? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
There's more to the story.
Please tell me they got a divorce.
Bodybuilder who married a life-size doll after dating her for 8 months will spend Christmas alone because the doll broke and is getting repairs. Will return back to him in January. So this is from earlier this year. Okay. Bodybuilder admitted to cheating on his life-size doll with a supermarket chicken while she was getting repairs over Christmas.
Keeps getting weirder and weirder.
He's thinking about dating a human in the future, but the human must love his doll too. Okay.
I swear, sometimes you read these and I feel like they have to be.
Hold up, we're not done yet. Man who married his sex doll is now in love with an ashtray.
I mean,
I feel like this guy might be trolling. Like,
okay,
might be trolling.
Agreed. So
the smell of it, the touch of it, or the touch of metal on my skin is fantastic. It makes me excited.
Okay, so you know what stories, like headlines like that, and that whole story reminds me of
what?
Being a kid and walking in the store, like when my mom was shopping, and seeing those fake tabloids of like Jennifer Aniston's an alien.
Yeah,
where it's like
National Enquirer.
Yeah, the ones where it's just. I feel like that there has to be some similarities there.
Exactly. So he may very well just be trolling.
Yeah, exactly. Because we live in an era where anything to be famous for some people. Like we said, we've seen people eat ice cream out of toilets for fame. So people are walking up and down milk crates and like risking severe bodily injury.
That is the goofiest shit. Yeah. They said, "What if the stairway to heaven was the milk
crates?" I saw one the other day when it was like it was a guy in a car and a cop was behind him. That says when he says you need to pass a field sobriety test and you watch him stack the milk crates.
Oh man, could you imagine, bro? I see people were posting those and wanting to do them. I'm like, no,
nope.
Oh gosh. Okay, so let's get into some would you rather questions. I'm gonna do 3. I think we're gonna start doing 3 to end the episode. Okay. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Oof.
I feel like for me, no.
So we're saying no internet. Period.
No internet for the rest of your life, or you can freeze.
I would give up the internet
in a heartbeat. There's nothing to really think about. I love the internet, and obviously it's a driving force in all our lives today. But like, bro, imagine the winter with no heat.
Exactly.
Like, I remember I used to live in a house, and remember that greenhouse I used to live in?
Yeah.
So one year, they were cutting down a tree outside that house, and it knocked out the power lines. And this was on a Friday, so the power company couldn't get to the house. This is winter, October, really cold October that year. And so the power company couldn't get to the house and fix the stuff until Monday. And it was the most miserable weekend. It was freezing in that house, bro. Blankets weren't doing nothing. It was awful.
For any potential listeners who haven't been to Wyoming, aren't from Wyoming, and don't know, our winters can get nasty.
They can be pretty
I'm
brutal.
talking like negative 16 degrees outside. So cold.
I work in it too.
Yeah, so cold that there's been times, real talk, I've left like water bottles in my cup holder and they're frozen in my car. Like, we're talking. Yeah, no, you will catch me. And then on the parallel of that, bro, you want to drive around with no AC during like 95-degree weather with the heat,
suffering.
And honestly, I feel like it'd probably be really good for my mental health to get rid of internet. Reconnect with Earth. So I'm picking internet.
So I think internet. We are on the same page with that. Which, speaking of pages. Would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page, or bite your tongue every time you eat?
Oof, bite my tongue probably.
Bite your tongue? No.
Well, okay, so every bite or every time I eat?
Every time you eat, you bite your tongue.
So like once per meal, once per bite. What are we talking here?
Every time you eat is what it says. So I don't know how to interpret that. Okay. I mean, I guess it could be every bite you take.
That would suck. But
even,
okay,
even
bro.
just
Okay,
every
actually,
time
wait, hold up. I would pick paper cut. I'm not
would
turning
too.
pages that often.
I mean, I read, so I mean, it would probably be more detrimental to me, but I still would pick the paper cuts because biting your tongue, like accidentally getting it on the side, bro, that is awful, bro.
Yeah.
Like that is.
And we will say, I mean,
pain.
the mouth is full of bacteria, so you get like canker sores on your tongue
Yeah.
from it. Yeah, lacerations.
Like, or sometimes like I'll be chewing gum and I just
well,
a
the
little
reason
overzealous.
I guess the reason now that I said pick paper cuts is because we live in an era where if you could realistically almost phase out turning pages. Period.
I mean,
The internet,
technically. So I mean,
yeah.
you could just avoid. You honestly could just avoid.
For documentation, I'd have to turn some pages, but outside of that, like I'll just avoid it.
I mean, yeah, it'd be way easier to avoid. Than,
so
that's happening every time.
Yeah, you can give me paper cuts.
Yeah, so I'm going paper cuts as well, and for the final one that we can actually get pretty introspective with. Okay. So would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions, or tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday?
Ooh.
Want me to read it again?
No, I got it.
You got it?
I would. I'm gonna say.
I think that might be the toughest.
Yeah,
one
I'm gonna
for
say
me.
skin that changes colors based off my mood because you're basically a walking mood ring.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because just imagine in this context, and we get nasty sometimes, guys. Imagine if you like had an off day where you just like hung out by yourself for a while.
Oh man!
Like how in depth
you
are
got
they?
a tattoo of you naked.
Just how in depth are you? I'm not gonna have a big old tattoo on my forearm of me. Say I had a real bad day with diarrhea. I don't want to. I don't need a tattoo.
You
with
had
that
the Rhea.
Yeah.
Oh man,
just something weird. Because bro, we're both weird dudes, man. I can only imagine what our tattoos would look like. So I changed colors. Yeah.
I feel like they're both tough, but that's the more reasonable one. I feel like one thing with me is like, I got a pretty good poker face. Like people tend to think know what I'm thinking or how I'm feeling because I guess I'm just stone faced most of the time.
You got RBF.
No.
Yes, you do.
That's rude.
It's a resting bitch face, everybody.
Everybody knows, man. Shit. So I think that might change things in my life a lot.
That's true. Yeah, because
your emotions are on display.
Yeah, because you couldn't.
Leave Jay alone. He's pissed off.
You would have no choice but to be fully honest all the time. Because like somebody be like, bro, like are you good? And you'd be like, I'm fine, and you're just bright red.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, like you can, no, but you can't. Like you got to talk about.
What if you changed a certain color when you were lying as well?
Oh man!
Like you turned purple or something when you were lying.
Their social life is done for. Yeah, you just can't let. Or you would have to lie about what color means what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing.
And then you just be purple all the time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so get in the comments section and let us know what you would do in the would you rather situations. If you don't remember what they are, rewind because I don't want to go through them again.
Yeah. And again, if you guys the shout outs. Jumping in the comments and whatnot, interacting. We will always do shout outs. I will say, Colin and Sean called me about this. Shout out to Jay's entire family because that's like a huge portion of the shout outs.
Oh, yeah.
Every other person is like, and my cousin.
Yeah, my family's huge, y'all.
So, but shout out, man. That's cool. Yeah. You got a supportive family, and as do I. I have a very supportive family. You've been tuned in once again to another episode of the Young Old Heads podcast. I am Nicholas Fletcher.
And I'm LaFreakio Livingston.
LaFreakio. That's a good name.
I'm Jaquan Davis.
This is a hip hop. This is a podcast where we talk a little bit about everything and a whole lot about nothing. A whole lot. Thank you for tuning in. The interaction's been beautiful.
It absolutely has.
We're going to conclude right now. We are in the mail right now. The first taste test challenge we're going to do is the Death Nut.
I am scared.
It's a hot challenge, spicy. We're talking it's supposed to get real hot.
It's going to hurt.
So Jay and I are going to do that. So be on the lookout for the Death Nut challenge.
Yes.
Peace. Young, go ahead. Young, go ahead.